The screen lit up on the kitchen counter at 11:47 p.m. Not her phone. Mine. A message preview slid across the glass like a confession that didn't know it had already been caught. Chris, she still talks about you. Says you're different from me. I didn't touch the phone right away. I stood there, hands flat on the cold marble, listening to the shower run upstairs, listening to my wife hum, soft, carefree. The sound of someone who believed the world was still arranged in her favor. My chest didn't tighten. That came later. What I felt first was clarity, because that message didn't arrive by accident. It arrived because something had already been crossing lines for a long time. I picked up the phone, opened the thread. Weeks of messages unfolded. Not graphic, worse. Inside jokes, complaints about me, memories they were clearly still sharing, and one sentence that settled into my bones. He was never brave like you. The water upstairs shut off. I locked my phone and placed it face down again, exactly where it had been. When she came down, wrapped in a towel, steam still clinging to her skin, she smiled at me like nothing in the world was wrong. "Couldn't sleep?" she asked. I nodded. A lie for a lie. Fair trade. That night, lying beside her, I stared at the ceiling and felt something unfamiliar growing inside me. Not anger. Calculation. The first crack came days later. We were arguing about nothing. Dishes. Tone. The usual filler couples use to avoid. The real subject rotting underneath. Her voice sharpened. Her eyes hardened. And then she said it. "I should have married Chris. At least he's a real man." The words didn't echo. They landed. Heavy. Precise. I turned toward her slowly, studied her face. The confidence. The cruelty. She was testing something, seeing how much weight I could carry before bending. I smiled. "Just a little. You're free to try," I said. She blinked, confused, off balance. I reached for my phone and sent him a screenshot. Her words. Her name. No commentary. Just truth delivered without decoration. I watched her face as my phone buzzed seconds later. She lunged for it, but I was faster. Chris's reply was short. Too honest. "Tell her to stop pretending I'd ever choose her again." Her breath caught. She stared at the screen like it had bitten her. Then she ran. Bathroom door slammed. Lock clicked. Silence. I sat on the couch, phone resting in my palm, heart finally beginning to beat faster. Not from pain, but from momentum. Because that wasn't the end. That was the beginning. And she still had no idea how much I already knew. Over the next week, I became invisible. I listened more than I spoke. Watched patterns. Tracked absences. She guarded her phone now. Slept with it under her pillow. Took it into the shower. Too late. I pulled records. Dates. Times. Cross-referenced. Memories she didn't know I still had. And slowly, piece by piece, the shape of her double life sharpened. Every lie had a rhythm. And I was learning the beat. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Some truths need time to ripen. Some betrayals deserve to be seen clearly. By everyone involved. I waited. The report arrived in the mail, sealed in a sterile white envelope. No fanfare, no signature, just facts waiting to be read. I sliced it open with a precision that felt ritualistic. One name, one date, one undeniable confirmation. Every fear I had been nursing for weeks crystallized into a single truth. I didn't panic. I didn't yell. I didn't beg. I folded the report neatly and placed it on the kitchen table, exactly where she would see it when she returned from the gym. I already knew her pattern. Eyes first, hands second. Panic last. She came home, humming softly again, and froze when she saw the envelope. Her lips parted, eyes wide. She didn't speak. She never knew what to say to facts she couldn't manipulate. I sipped my coffee. Calm, measured. "Open it," I said. No anger, no tremor, just an invitation. She hesitated, fingers hovering, heart racing. And then the confession began, unspoken. Her eyes flicked up to mine, searching for a lie I wasn't going to provide. I waited. Minutes passed like hours. Finally, she tore the envelope open. She skimmed, scanned, her color drained. She dropped it on the table as if it had burned her fingers. You knew?" she whispered. I nodded once, slow, certain. I always do, I said. No one escapes patterns, not even you. She sank to the floor. Tears? Maybe? Shame? Definitely, but not a word of apology. Not an excuse, only the realization of power lost. I didn't need to scream. I didn't need to strike. Her own mind did the damage for me. I took the phone from the counter, sent one last message to Chris. She knows. She's done. And then I left. Not out of anger, not out of heartbreak, but because I didn't belong in the chaos she had chosen. Later, I stood by the window, looking at the city lights, silent, detached. The storm inside me had settled, replaced by a clarity that felt colder than winter. She had lied. She had betrayed. And the truth, mine to reveal, had broken her. I didn't gloat. I didn't rub it in. I simply walked forward, every step measured, every breath mine. Some people burn. Some people shatter. Some leave, never to return. I was the last, and I had already won. The door closed behind me, and in that quiet click, everything that had been hers stayed there behind a locked door. I didn't look back. I never do.